Molson Canadian Sunday Night Classics on Leafs TV. It's a Canadian game. Brought to you by Molson Canadian.
It's December 18th, 1965, and the New York Rangers have made a trip to Maple Leaf Gardens to face the Toronto Maple Leafs. This is Molson Canadian Maple Leaf Classics on Leafs TV. The Rangers are led by Earl Ingerfield and former Leaf Bob Nevin. The Maple Leafs counter with Dave Keon, Eddie Shack, and Bob Pulford. Hello once again, everyone. I'm Joe Bowen, and welcome to Maple Leaf Classics on Leafs TV. The Maple Leafs, after winning the Stanley Cup in 1964, are finding things in 1965 to be a tad bit more difficult. They've lost Carl Brewer to retirement, Bob Baugh is out with an injury, and the team is struggling defensively. They're currently in fourth place in the standings, 2 points back of the Detroit Red Wings. The New York Rangers, meanwhile, are arriving at Maple Leaf Gardens in the throes of yet another losing streak. They've lost 11 in a row. So it's the Leafs and the Rangers tonight, and it should be an interesting matchup. Two future Hall of Fame goaltenders are in action this evening. For the New York Rangers, it's Sudbury native Eddie Giacomin. And for the Maple Leafs, Johnny Bower will be responsible for the rigged residence. It's December 18th, 1965. It's the Leafs and Rangers. And this is Molson Canadian Maple Leaf Classics on Leafs TV.
He's escaping!
The chase is on for the most lethal criminal in the universe.
There's never been anything like what I have become.
And when the clock hits 0, he's crossing over to our world.
30 seconds!
Jet Li is the one. Opens November 2nd.
Introducing Mojo AM 640. Talk radio for guys.
Leafs TV. Hear the excitement. Call your cable or satellite provider to subscribe.
Leading the New York Rangers, Rod Gilbert and veteran Harry Howell, along with hard-nosed defenseman and former Leaf Arnie Brown. Frank Mahovlich has scored the winning goal in the last 2 Leaf victories. And Britt Selby is another in the long line of graduates from the famed Toronto Marlboros junior organization. The Kingston native who grew up in Toronto had 45 goals and 88 points in his final junior year after winning the Memorial Cup in 1964. In December of 1965, Selby is in his rookie year en route to the Calder Trophy as the top rookie in the NHL and the last Maple Leaf to have done so. And Britt Selby joins us here this evening. Britt, 1965 is a magical year for you, I would think. You played 3 games with the Maple Leafs prior to this on a call-up basis, but this is the big opportunity.
This was like Disneyland for me that year. I had an opportunity to play with people like Pulford, and I'll have to throw in Shack or he'll hit me, and Red Kelly. You know, these were all my idols because as a youngster, I grew up in Toronto, and I started with the Leaf organization when I was 11. So I had some experience with knowing these fellows as I was growing up.
Britt, you're in junior hockey really when the Leafs are going through the highs of the 60s, 3 straight Stanley Cups. All of a sudden in 65, the team probably needs some tinkering or something that's going on. What's the feel like in the dressing room? Brewer's retired, Bond's hurt, and maybe you're having a little more difficulty in your own end of the rink?
Well, when I looking at the game that I watched, I noticed that like Stanley and Pronovo, they may have been slower, but they certainly played their position well. When I was compared them with the New York team, with I think Hillman and Howell and Nielsen McMahon were having problems because I don't think they'd played with each other as long as the Leaf foursome had. And I think that the Leafs, older, but they were wiser, and they didn't allow the breakouts as often as New York did.
When you get into a situation like this Leaf team, you mentioned the veterans that were there through all of those Stanley Cups. How did they treat the brash young rookie up from the Toronto Marlboros?
I can only give them accolades. They were very professional. They accepted me, even Shaq, who I had taken his position at the early part of the year. I think when Papin was sent down to Rochester, Shaq came back. They treated me and welcomed me, and I felt very comfortable.
So the Leafs and the New York Rangers are about to do battle at Maple Leaf Gardens. And the keys tonight, the Leafs have to play a little better in front of the China wall defensively. They've got to get some balanced scoring from a number of the lines and shut down Earl Ingerfield. Because it's December 18th, 1965, the Leafs and Rangers. Molson Canadian Maple Leaf Classics on Leafs TV.
Hey.
Aren't you going to bring your jacket?
Nah, I'll be fine.
It's getting chilly. Want to grab something to warm up?
Yes, if you want.
Nothing warms you up like a bowl of Tim's Own chicken noodle soup. Enjoy any one of our hearty soups with a toasted buttered bagel and a medium coffee for just $3.59.
Hey, what's your hurry?
Come home for lunch at Tim Hortons.
Hi, I'm Dean.
Hey, and I'm Darius, including the Blowfish for Artists Against Racism. Racism is the worst disease you can have because it's not something you can catch, it's just something you're taught.
Exactly. So let's help cure the disease.
Because we don't have time to hate.
The boys of winter are doing their dazzling stuff on TSN again this season. Tonight, check out regional coverage of the Leafs and Bruins live from Boston. Molson Canadian Leaf Hockey, TSN.
One of the great treats of these classic games is the fact that we have footage of games that were never aired on television. This is one of them. As you might recall, if you're my age, the games would start at 8:30, but the coverage on Saturday nights didn't get going until 9 o'clock. So Bill Hewitt is by himself doing play-by-play. Brian McFarland hasn't showed up yet, as they just did the play-by-play in order to get some highlights for maybe the intermissions. So with that in mind, here by himself is Bill Hewitt with the first period.
All set to start the first period now. Jean Rattel goes to center ice. Nevin on the right wing. Hadfield on the left. Fulford, Kelly, and Shack for the Maple Leafs. Hadfield back to Howell, number 3. Ahead to Rattel. He's hit by Stanley. Horton. A pass for Shack. He's got a break on the right side. He shoots, and that was stopped by Jackerman. Hadfield. A pass for Nevin at center. Shoots it into the Leaf zone outside. All set for the face-off. Goyette, Marshall, and Gilbert now for New York. A long shot by McMahon. The rebound to Horton off Bauer. Tim Horton behind the Leaf net. Got it into the crowd. Face-off in the Maple Leaf zone to the right. Goyette, Gilbert, and Marshall, along with Mike McMahon and Harry Howell. McMahon takes his shot. Bauer steered it off to the side. Gilbert centered it to Goyette. There's his shot. Bauer stopped that. It's clear to Kelly. Kelly comes down over the blue line to center. Over the blue line, took his shot. It goes to the corner. Goyette shot it to Marshall. Marshall flipped it and hit the board. Pulford tries to keep it in. Jack ran into Goyette. Stanley takes a long shot, and Jackaman caught it, giving it to Mike McMahon, number 6. McMahon straight ahead to Goyette. Eddie Jack intercepted his pass. Jack over the line, stopped. Set a pass for Pulford, just failed to click. McMahon coming down the ice at center. Over the Leaf line, Stanley checked him, but it was offside at the Leaf blue line. Coming up for the New York Rangers now and playing at center ice, number 10, Earl Ingerfield. Bill Hickey is number 12 on the right side. Doug Robinson, number 5 on the left. Boyer with Ellis and Selby. Marcel Tonavo went after the puck. Boyer tries to dig it out. Still against the boards. Ingerfield drags it there with a skate. On the face-off, Selby was checked. Puck goes to Bauer. Larry Hillman. For Selby, too hard off the stick. Marcel Tonavo to Wally Boyer. Boyer over the line. Tried to hook it to Ellis. He did. Ellis getting ready to let go. He shoots. Oh, what a great save by Jackaman from point-blank range. Robinson trying to get out for the Rangers, covered by Ellis. Jackaman tries it again with a pass to Wayne Hillman. Hickey feeds Nielsen. Pass for Robinson. Larry Hillman steps into him. Ingerfield right on to Boyer's stick. Boyer missed a check from Nielsen. Shot it back into the lead zone, and it's Marcel Tonavo back for it. Gets it out over the line. Mahavlich is on the ice. Marcel Tonavo clears it down. Keon out there with him. Nielsen shooting it to Robinson, and Robinson turns with a pass. Up for Rattel, over the line. Takes his shot, and it deflects into the corner. Hillman to Armstrong. Stopped there by McMahon. McMahon trying to get his shot. Marcel Tonavo cleared it, but not out. The Rangers keep it in the lead zone. Larry Hillman to Frank Mahavlich, up to Keon. For Mahavlich, too far. Marcel Tonavo to Keon, trying to get in and around Howell. Howell has him covered, but he shot it behind the net. McMahon covered by Mahavlich. Mahavlich centered it for Keon, and Nevin picks it off. He hit Armstrong with it. Mahavlich to Armstrong. Jammed in on the boards. Keon digs it out. Shot it around on the board. Horton lets one go. Good!
Keon. Assist, number 7, Horton, and number 10, Armstrong. The time, 3:40.
New York Rangers fail to get over the Leaf line. Alan Stanley for Keon, and shot it to an open wing. Knocked back into the corner. Horton is hit by Hatfield. Horton comes up with it, though. Back for Mahavlich, who's checked. Hatfield trying to center it. Cleared by the Rangers behind the Leaf goal. Centered right in front, and it's knocked out over the blue line. Leafs making a change now. Pulford and Shack come on the ice. Pulford intercepted a pass, shot it back into the corner. Howell cleared it around on the boards. Eddie Shack covered by Rattel. Up comes Hatfield for New York to Howell. Howell at center, up over the Leaf line. Takes his shot. Bauer steered it off to the wing. Eddie Shack has it. Ahead to Pulford. Pulford going down over the blue line. Takes a backhand. Jackaman made the save and scooped it off to Goyette. Mahavlich races down the ice. Here's Nevin taking his shot. Bauer juggles it for Mahavlich. Hank Mahavlich on the left wing. Back to Stanley. Stanley moves up, takes a long shot, and Jackaman stops it. Jimmy Nielsen. Off the boards for Marshall. He handed it right to Kelly, and Kelly turns at his own blue line. Kelly stops. Long pass to Pulford. Pulford shoots it in. It's stopped by Jackaman off the net. Jimmy Nielsen turns for New York. His pass is to Goyette, who comes straight up the center with a pass to Marshall, stopped by Hillman. Brought back by New York. Getting spot to Gilbert. There's by Marcel Pronovo to Larry Hillman. And Hillman backhands it down the ice. Not going to go far enough, and Wayne Hillman's back for it. Number 2 of New York. His pass to Nielsen is out to Goyette. Goyette over the line outside for Marshall.
This fall,
He claims to be a visitor from another planet.
K-Pax.
prepare to meet a stranger.
Maybe you could show us how this light travel works.
Who will open your mind.
How could you know this?
And change the way you see the world.
Okay, she says she doesn't like it when you sneak up on her.
No way.
Kevin Spacey, Jeff Bridges.
Your produce alone has been worth the trip.
K-Pax.
Be prepared for anything.
At theaters Friday.
The Raptors Foundation exists to help kids. It's a chance for the players to give back to their community, and they do it in so many ways. Basketball clinics, hospital visits, reading programs, 17 scholarships, and $9 million to date. These are just a few of the ways the Raptors Foundation helps children. The Raptors Foundation, lifting spirits, changing lives.
Face-off, Goyette back to Nielsen, a long shot. Bauer stopped it. Larry Hillman behind the Maple Leaf goal. To Eddie Shack. Shack trying to get it out, does. Down the left wing. Knocked it into the Ranger zone. Goes behind the net, and Nielsen clears it to Marshall. Stopped by Hillman. There's his shot, and that hit Nielsen's leg. To Gilbert, back to Goyette, ahead to Marshall on the left wing. And Eddie Shack has it. Ran into Nielsen and was stopped cold. Gilbert gets it out to center ice. Goyette. Over the blue line. Back to Marshall. Marshall took his shot. Bauer stopped that. And Marcel Pronovo has it. Up for Kelly. Tried to go around Wayne Hillman. Too well covered. Gilbert. Pass to Marshall. Shoots the puck into the Leaf zone. The rebound in front of the net. Knocked by Bauer to the corner. Gilbert hands it to Kelly. Kelly failed to get out as he was knocked down. Marcel Pronovo tries to keep it along the board. Kelly does. Gets it ahead to Pulford. Shack coming up on the right side. Pulford shot. Score! All set for the face-off at center ice. Wally Boyer facing off with Earl Ingerfield. Goes back to Horton. Off the boards for Ellis. He races after it. Jackman is way out of the net. Knocked it off to the corner. Robinson feeds a pass for Ingerfield, then for Hickey, but Selby is there. A pass for Ellis, stopped by Mike McMahon. He's checked by Boyer. And Howell lost it the first time, flips it in. Bauer to Horton. Cleared it around for Ellis. Goes to Ingerfield, back to McMahon. There's a shot, and that's wide. Shot by Ingerfield. Ends up behind the Leaf goal. Robinson centered it and went over Selby's stick. Wally Boyer missed it. Tries to get it out. Then Stanley races down the left wing with Ellis on his right. Stanley closes in, centered it right in front, and Ellis just failed to get to it. Wally Boyer covered by Robinson. McMahon makes sure of it by clearing it to center. Tim Horton over to Stanley. Off the boards intended for Boyer. Howell has turned around, but Ingerfield gets a chance. A long shot. He scores! Set to go for the face-off. Omwich to Keon. For Armstrong, he's closing in. He shoots and he's shot wide.
Assist number 3, Howell. The time, 8:33.
Puck is back to Hillman for Keon, covered by Wayne Hillman. Marcel Pronovo got it. Nielsen then gets it at center. Keon picking it up and leaving it for Mahavlich. Over for Keon on the left wing, and play is called offside.
Ya manyak mısın? Nereye? Buraya koy işte. Oraya mı? Sekte lan. Buraya koysana ya. Nasıl? Şşş.
Rated E for everyone.
No one ever anticipates that life might take a turn for the unexpected. But for the 1 in 12 Canadians who will be diagnosed this year with liver disease, life will suddenly become more precious because sadly, there's no cure. The amazing thing is, if we all work together, we can make a difference. Every day, researchers discover new miracles. And with your generous support, the Canadian Liver Foundation will continue its search to unlock the mysteries of a disease that always hits too close to home.
Williams with it,
Raptors NBA TV. Catch the action. Call your cable or satellite provider to subscribe.
Into the first period here, the Rangers and the Maple Leafs. Britt Selby is our guest. Britt, you'd played 3 games previous and scored a couple of goals, so you had to feel fairly confident about your rookie season and being able to play at this level.
Well, I played against Detroit and New York and Chicago, and as you say, I scored the 2 goals. So during the summer, I had, my confidence was high, and I was in good shape, and I thought I had a good chance of making the club.
Now, Punch obviously thought enough of you. We've talked with Ron Ellis about this, and he wore sweater number 11 initially, and then that was Punch's favorite number, and he said he wanted to give it to you.
So I received number 11, but the first game I played in Toronto, I was introduced as Ronnie Ellis. So Jack Dennett, I don't know if you remember Jack Dennett.
Sure.
There were two Ronnie Ellis introduced that 1965 season. If you could see the old tapes.
Now, as far as number 11 was concerned, did Punch tell you that you had to wear this number, or how did that all come down?
I think he just gave it to me. It was on my in my locker, and I received it.
And about that time, you didn't care what number it
no,
was.
as long as I was with the Leafs, I
front.
was in the National Hockey League, and that's all I wanted.
All right. The Leafs and the New York Rangers were in midway through the first period. Let's go back now to Bill.
Hooper lost the draw. Marshall was in check. Kelly trying to get it out. Brings it up with Shack. A pass for Shack. Shack ran into Howell. And the Rangers come back now. Gilbert with Marshall, Brown, and Goyette. They're over the line. Gilbert got his shot, and that's wide. Hooper off the glass and down the ice. Racing after it is Shack, but Howell's in there well ahead of him. Goes behind the Ranger goal. A pass to Brown. Back behind the net to Howell. It goes to the corner. Howell gets it ahead to Goyette. And Goyette just shoots it in the lead zone. That's over the red line. Stanley will touch it, and that's icing. All set for the face-off, the New York Rangers zone. Boyer, Ellis, and Selby on the forward line now. Boyer gets the draw. Marcel Pronovo a shot. Jackman caught it and threw it into the corner. Robinson ahead for Ingerfield. Stopped by Marcel Pronovo. Nielsen. Check. Here's Boyer right in that goal. He shoots it. Oh, and it's underneath. Jackman, who was lying on the ice. All set for the face-off. Cleared off the boards. Larry Hillman trying to keep it in. It's cleared out. Marcel Pronovo is there, and he shoots it right back in again. Wally Boyer goes after it. Ellis to Boyer. Boyer is taken out of the play. It's up to center and goes back into the lead zone where it's touched by Selby. That's icing. All set for the face-off in the Ranger zone. Up goes back to Jimmy Nielsen. Off to Robinson. He just gets it out over the blue line. Marcel Pronovo to Wally Boyer. He couldn't control it. Bill Hickey. Pass for Robinson. That's offside. On the face-off, back to Nielsen, over to Wayne Hillman, number 2, cleared by Ingerfield, into the Leaf zone, and Larry Hillman's back for the Leafs. To Marcel Pronovo. Off the boards for Ellis. He missed it, goes after it again, and gets it. Ellis is jammed against the board. Play is called.
The best thing about the Coors Light Silver Sweet Football Party is you don't have to play football to get in. See details at a participating bar near you. No purchase necessary. Must be legal drinking age. Are you ready for some football?
The Toronto Maple Leaf Community Fund is committed to supporting children's charities and community initiatives throughout Toronto. The fund raises over $1 million annually through events like the Bell Leaf Alumni Charity Golf Classic, the TD Toronto Maple Leafs Skate for Easter Seals, the Have a Heart Dinner, and many, many more. Events like these not only raise money for charities, but put the sparkle back in the kids' eyes. The Leaf Community Fund, giving back to our community.
All set for the face-off in the Maple Leaf zone to the right. Ingerfield, Hickey, and Robinson. There's a shot by Nielsen that's wide. Bauer tipping it to Larry Hillman. He can't get it out. It comes in front of the net. Doug Robinson takes his shot. Another shot. And it goes in the net. Ingerfield. On the face-off, Brown. A pass to Rattel.
New York goal scored by number 10, Ingerfield. Assist, number 5, Robinson, and number 12, Hickey. The time, 12:44.
Leafs are heading up in their own end. Tim Horton gets it to the blue line, but not out. Gets another try. Rangers keep it in the Leaf zone, and Armstrong goes after it. For Keon too far. Here come the Rangers back again as Rattel is hit. Keon can't get it out. Hatfield is checked by Mahavlich. Goes over on the left side. Brown to Hatfield, and Horton gets it out over the line. A pass to Keon. Keon gets in over the line. His shot, and that was stopped by Jackaman. Nevin is checked. Keon getting in front. There's his shot. Right to the doorstep. Armstrong took a whack at it, and Jackaman covered up. All set for the face-off. Here's Armstrong getting a chance for the Leafs. For Keon, he's too well covered. Harry Howell, a pass to Nevin. Over to Hatfield. Hatfield takes a long shot into the Leaf zone. Stanley is back. He's dumped by Rattel. Keon. Shot it for Armstrong. For Keon. And Horton. Up for Armstrong. To Keon, back to Horton to Stanley. For Mahavlich off the stick. Now it's Nevin. Over the line, going in alone is Brown. He shoots, and Power stopped that. And the Rangers trying to center it again, and they hold it against the board for a face-off. Face-off in the Maple Leaf zone to the right. Goyette, Gilbert, and Marshall. Wayne Hillman and Jimmy Nielsen. Wilfred Shack and Kelly. Marcel Pronovo and Larry Hillman. Here's a chance for Gilbert's shot, and that's wide. Donnie Marshall passing it in front. It's deflected over to Shack. And Poprick gets it out to center. Kelly races after it. Wayne Hillman lost it to Shack. He's closing right in on goal. And he's dumped, and there's going to be a penalty here to Marshall.
2-yard penalty to number 22, Marshall. 2 minutes for tripping. The time, 14:59.
14:59. Leafs have a man advantage in this first period, playing 6 men to 5. Fulford, Kelly, Shack, Hillman, and Douglas. All set to go. Peters up there with McKenzie to kill off the penalty. Shot out to center ice and down by the Rangers. Larry Hillman back for it. To Kelly. Back to Douglas. Up to Pulford. For Eddie Shack along the right wing. Peters. Watched by Shack. Cleared it to McKenzie and he wrapped it the rest of the way down the ice. Hillman. To Pulford. With Shack and Kelly. Long shot off the boards. That's missed. Here's Pulford closing in. And his shot hit a skate. Goes back to center. Douglas is there. To Hillman. Back to Douglas. Up for Pulford too far. Peters gets to it. Cleared into the corner and Nielsen has it. Nielsen shoots it down the ice. Now Douglas turns. Coming to center. He's checked.
You're at the supermarket when your son has a temper tantrum. Do you A, talk to him sternly? B, take his hand and walk away? C, give him whatever he wants? Or D, do nothing? If you don't know the answer, you're not alone.
Raptors NBA TV. Catch the action. Call your cable or satellite provider to subscribe.
We have reached the 5:22 mark of the final period. 5-4 the score in favor of the Maple Leafs.
Punch Imlach pacing behind the Leaf bench. Alan Stanley, who almost scored on a blistering shot just moments ago.
On the faceoff, it's cleared down the ice. Ron Ellis races after with Nielsen. Puck goes loose. Selby takes his shot. It was knocked down. Nevin checked by Boyer. Cleared off the boards for Larry Hillman. He poked it out in front, and Rattel tries to get away with Hatfield. Selby skated him off. Bauer into the corner to Marcel Pronovo's check. Hillman covered by Rattel. No further play.
Fritz Selby took 6 stitches in the game here the other night. Bill, as you recall, 3 just under the lip and 3 inside. That makes 24 stitches for Britt in 17 hockey games. But one thing he can claim that very few hockey players in the league can claim, he still has all his own teeth.
Okay, Brian, we're all set for the face-off. Picked off by Alan Stanley. To Horton. Odlich. Back for Horton. Horton wraps it down the ice to center. Now then Armstrong nearly got loose. Rangers shoot it back. Horton to Armstrong with Mahavlich. And Mahavlich just failed to get away. Armstrong waits for his teammates to get back on side. He takes a long shot that's wide. Bob Nevin goes back. Clears it off the boards for Hatfield. Hatfield ahead to Nevin. Back into the lead zone, and Horton has it. Armstrong let it go out over the line. Jimmy Nielsen waits for his teammates to get on side. Rattel tried to slip it through. There's going to be a penalty here to the Maple Leafs. And now the Rangers will have their big chance to get that equalizer. as Tim Horton is coming to the penalty box.
Toronto penalty to number 7, Horton. 2 minutes more tripping. The time 6:43.
Nestorenko has scored from Bobby Hull at 13:42 of the final period. It's now Detroit 3, Chicago 1.
That assist for Hull vaults him into a first-place tie with Bobby Russo in the scoring race.
And from the faceoff, it's Howell now to Gilbert for Nemlin. Curtin back. Failed to pass to Fulford. Gilbert gets it over to Marshall. To Goyette. Curtin back. Races after it. Nemlin beat him to it. Then Curtin back along the board. Kicks it to Marcel Pronovo. To Curtin back. It gets away from him. Gilbert lets the shot go. And Fowler missed it the first time. And it just went past the open corner as he stepped out of the net. We're at the 7-11 mark of the final period. 5-4 for the Maple Leafs. Marcel Pronovo facing off with Goyette. Back to Gilbert. There goes the shot. It hit Hillman. Hillman makes it down the ice. And it went over his stick. He gets it again. Takes a long shot. Hillman thought he had a breakaway there, but it hopped right over his stick. Now it's Harry Howell coming back down the ice for New York. Pass to Gilbert over the line. Nevin was at least 3 strides over the blue line in advance of the puck carrier.
Of course, the season's greeting signs are painted on the ice at center ice, and I'll wager that Hillman will take a close look to see that the paint isn't raised just a bit, because the puck bounced about 3 inches in the air and his stick went right under it. Naturally, the ice is perfectly level at that point.
Goyette, Nevin, Marshall, Howell, and Gilbert. Johnny Marshall got it into the corner. Bauer out of the net. Marcel Pronovo there first. He fell. The puck goes loose to Marshall. Centering it back to Howell at Gilbert. He's getting set. Had to shoot it into the corner. Marcel Pronovo is down on his back as puck is kept in by Howell. Over to Marshall. Centered it. Howell shoots it. Bauer made the save. Hooper gets a hold of it. Cleared it out. Down the ice he goes. Gets into the clear. Right in on goal. He shoots. Howell knocked the lead clear off stride, and back comes Nevin. Over the line for the Rangers. Trying to go in, and Stanley poked it off to Curtin back. Curtin back tries to hold it against the boards. He does.
The best thing about the Coors Light Silver Sweet Football Party is you don't have to play football to get in. See details at a participating bar near you. No purchase necessary. Must be legal drinking age. Are you ready for some football?
The Toronto Maple Leaf Community Fund is committed to supporting children's charities and community initiatives throughout Toronto. The fund raises over $1 million annually through events like the Bell Leaf Alumni Charity Golf Classic, the TD Toronto Maple Leaf Skate for Easter Seals, the Have a Heart Dinner, and many, many more. Events like these not only raise money for charities, but put the sparkle back in the kids' eyes. The Leaf Community Fund, giving back to our community.
It's Keon, Armstrong, Stanley, and Douglas. Ingerfield has scored 3 goals tonight, and Dave Keon has scored 3. It goes to Armstrong. Horton is on the ice. Armstrong tried to get by Nielsen. Wade back into the lead zone, and Douglas ran into the Ranger player Hickey, and it's Horton coming out with Keon. A pass for Keon. Wayne Hillman broke it up, but Stanley moves up. A pass for Mahavlich. Mahavlich getting in on the wing. Pass it back for Horton. He took his shot. Keon tried to get to it. The Rangers bring it back. Hickey. Pass over to McKenzie's over the blue line. And he has a heavy touch from Stanley. Tried to center it. Stanley can't get it out. Ingerfield centered it right in front of the net. And it goes to Mahavlich. He rolls it out. Wayne Hillman knocked it back in again, and Horton just left it there, and it's the delayed whistle called for a face-off outside the Maple Leaf blue line. 10 minutes and 26 seconds remaining in the game.
The Rangers making a change. There's Johnny Bauer. Boy, he's had his work cut out for him the past few minutes, adjusting a glove. Billy Hickey back in the lineup for the New York Rangers. He led them in the fall training camp with 13 points, and then he suffered pneumonia and has been out quite some time.
On the face-off, back to Marcel Pronovo, ahead for Selby. Howell to Brown, ahead for Hatfield. Cleared it behind the Leaf goal, Marcel Pronovo. He just shoots it down the ice. Brown touches it, that's icing. That's the final score from Detroit. The Detroit Red Wings 3, the Chicago Blackhawks 1. All set to go, Rattel, Hatfield, and Nevin. Howell and Brown. Howell took a backhand. Larry Hillman and Hatfield were fencing a little bit. Now then Ron Ellis. Straight up the center. Got it over the line. Dumped by Brown. Face-off will be outside the blue line.
Two close friends talking to each other there. Britt Selby and Ron Ellis. Played a lot of junior hockey together.
On the face-off, Howell shoots it out. Larry Hillman to Wally Boyer. The backhand is right on. Jackaman to Harry Howell. Ahead to Hatfield. He's checked. Ellis. Covered by Rattel. Gets it again. He's knocked down by Brown. Boyer centered it right in front, and there's a penalty to Brown.
One lesson to be learned from that: if you're going to wrestle an opponent to the ice, please don't do it within 12 feet of the referee.
New York penalty number 4, Brown. 2 minutes for hold. The time 10:30.
.10:30 is the time of the holding penalty. It's Keon, Mahavlich, Armstrong, Hillman, and Douglas. Hillman took his shot. Mahavlich another one. Right across the open corner. Back to Hillman. His shot ends up in the corner behind the net now. Keon trying to center it. Gets it to Mahavlich. Mahavlich shot it back for Hillman. Hillman took his shot. Keon gets around Nielsen. Getting right in front to Mahavlich. Oh, and Jackaman down on his knees. That went out. Kenzie and Mahavlich mixing it up.
Keon made a great move to get that puck in front, and I thought Mahavlich played it well. He waited that split second for Jackaman to go down, and he tried to lift it up and over, but of course he didn't quite have his balance, and Jackaman was there waiting.
Well, we're all set to go again. The Leafs have a man advantage. Keon got the draw. Mahavlich hit Howell. Keon picks it up. Back for Douglas, and it ends up on Nevin's stick. To Rattel. Tried to go through, and Keon gets back. Keon to Hillman. Ahead to Keon. He fell. Armstrong follows up. Shot it into the corner. Mahavlich went after the rebound. Armstrong tries to dig it out. Howell has him jammed against the boards. Keon gets the puck loose. Heading in front. Right to Mahavlich. The shot. Now then Keon again. For Armstrong. Nevin trying to get it out. Keon tries to dig at it. Mahavlich goes after it with Nevin. Armstrong picking it off to Hillman. Hillman took his shot and hit Keon's stick. It's left right in front of the net. And the Rangers with Rattel shoot it down the ice. 30 seconds left. And the penalty to Ernie Brown. Larry Hillman to Bob Pulford. To the Ranger line. Tried to go in. Eddie Shack waits. Takes his shot. Jackerman made the save. Kelly tried to get it. Eddie Shack has it again. Getting in front. Takes the shot. Goal! Pulford. Here's the playback. Pulford taking that puck into the corner. Shack gets one shot away. It bounces high in the air. Now watch this move in the corner as he manages to get the shot in. And let's see, was it tipped or did it go all the way, Bill? Hard to tell. Well, we'll wait for it officially, Brian, but it appeared as if Pulford changed the direction of the puck.
Scored by number 20, Pulford. Assist, number 23, Shack. Time 12:23.
Well, the goal was for Pulford, but the cheers were for Shack.
Toronto Maple Leafs 6, the New York Rangers 4. Round to Howell. A long shot. Bauer stopping it. Eddie Shack. He gets it out over the blue line. Harry Howell. Back in again. Same spot. Eddie Shack. This time is checked. Here's Marshall trying to get it to Gilbert. And then went sliding by the open corner. Bob Pulford back. Came out in front. Stanley knocked it off to the wing, but not out. Rangers keep that pressure on. The puck goes high. Howell batting it with his glove. And it'll go back into the Ranger zone.
Toronto Sports Radio, the Fan 590.
It's here. Any size pizza. Any 3 toppings. Only $9.99. Monster hungry? Get an extra large for $1 more.
Right now, order any size pizza with any 3 toppings and free dipping sauce, and it's only $9.99. Add $1 and you've got an extra large. So what are you waiting for? Pick up the phone.
Go pizza, hey!
Don, you're just an idiot.
Yeah, I should be more like you, right?
You're the dink of the day.
Whatever.
Toronto Sports Radio, the Fan 590.
Toronto Maple Leafs and Center Sports present your exclusive Leafs Insider subscription. Get the inside scoop on the team with this official Toronto Maple Leafs game program subscription. All 4 regular season issues plus a bonus playoff issue. Toronto Maple Leafs articles, player bios, TML trivia, and much more, all for just $25 in this exclusive offer for Leafs TV viewers. To order now, call 1-888-764-4444. In Toronto, dial 416-815-6193 between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Only from Center Sports.
Just go out and play.
Bob.
Shut the up.
But Bob.
Bunch of whiny baby suck.
Toronto Sports Radio, the Fan 590.
This is a Raptor. This is a Raptor's brain on basketball. This is where the Raptor wants you to join him on Sunday, October 28th. Air Canada Centre. Watch Vince, Antonio, The Dream, and the Junkyard Dog practice for the upcoming season. Don't pay anything. It's free. Come join the team at the Raptors Open Practice and Tip-Off Rally, presented by Shoppers Drug Mart. Looking forward to seeing you on Sunday, October 28th at 1 p.m. Remember, it's free.
Exactly 7 minutes remaining in the game. 6-4 for the Maple Leafs. Fulford facing off with Goyette. Kelly moved into the circle. Kick to the wing. Back to Stanley. His shot is wide. Howell shoots it around on the board. Horton lets one go. Right on. Goal judge put the light on, but it didn't go in. That hit the goalkeeper. No question about that one. Kelly gets it out over the line. Laid over on the wing to Marshall. Horton gets it back at center. And Howell goes back to the blue line. Pass ahead at center to Goyette to Gilbert. He's over the line. Had it on his stick and lost it. Stanley couldn't get it out. Kelly. Checked from behind by Gilbert. He handed it right to Horton. Horton and Shack down together. A pass for Fulford. Going in with Shack. Dick is scored! Way back. Prettiest goal of the night coming up. Horton. Instrumental in getting this good pass over to Fulford. A great pass, and watch the return pass to Shack, and bango, it's right in there. Picture play from the Leaf blue line right into the New York goal crease. Eddie Shack from Fulford and Horton. 11 goals scored so far.
Toronto goal scored by number 23, Shack. Assist, number 20, Fulford, and number 7, Horton. The time, 13:54.
13:54, Eddie Shack. His 11th of the season from Fulford and Horton. And Fulford at 12:23 from Shack was his 12th of the year and his second of the night.
Whether you're a Leaf fan or a Ranger fan, you've got to appreciate the beauty behind that one.
O'Brien in front of the face-off. Here's a chance for Rattel to Nevin. Selby thrown into the boards. It came out in front of the net. Boyer is hit hard by Hatfield. Still in the Leaf zone. Hillman for Marcel Pronovo, and Selby gets it out over to the line, but not out. Then Boyer ran into Hatfield. And Boyer and Hatfield mix it up.
Well, we've had everything else. Why not a little scrap?
That's more of a wrestling match, Brian, eh?
Well, this Boyer is a tough cookie. He's a little fellow, 160 pounds, but a real tough scrapper.
Well, this game is coming to you from Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. Now, the two of them are coming to the penalty box now, Hatfield and Boyer.
They say that Boyer backed down from nobody in the American League, but he picked a pretty good-sized customer in Vic Hadfield. He's
one of the toughest in the league. Vic Hadfield has always been a very rugged left winger, and he certainly is willing to take on anybody at any time, too.
I don't think he was trembling in fear while that was going on.
Well, Sudbury native Eddie Shack has just made it 7-4 for the Maple Leafs, and Wally Boyer has gotten himself into a bit of a tussle with Vic Hadfield. Boyer wasn't a very big player, about 160 pounds or so, Britt Selby, but it's been mentioned that Punch has to make a decision on him, and maybe you could explain exactly what that meant. A certain number of games, and then...
In 1965, if a player was brought up, or it was his initial year in the league, if you played more than 6 games, you had to be waived out, meaning other teams could pick you up. So there was a good likelihood that New York or Boston, which were having poor seasons, would pick you up. So Punch really had a hard decision for Boyer.
And so do you think it crossed his mind that tussling with Vic Hadfield may add a few points in my favor for Wally Boyer?
I think so. If it had been me, I think I might have picked maybe Rattel other than Hatfield. Hatfield probably was a little testy. I think he only had 4 goals at that time.
Now, you decided to tussle with John Ferguson under similar circumstances, or did you decide?
Well, my eyebrow and face did. I didn't actually. I was kind of tussling with Terry Harper in the corner, if my memory serves me right. And I don't remember too much about it, but I was in the corner tussling with Harper, as I said. And the next thing I know, I have blood all over my face, and it was Ferguson's fist. So I wasn't really involved in it. I'd like to think I was, but I wasn't.
Your face was?
My face was.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Wally Boyer is trying to stick with the Maple Leafs. He has picked up a fighting major with Vic Hadfield. The Leafs lead 7-4. Let's go back upstairs to Bill Hewitt.
Well, it really didn't amount to too much. It was more or less a wrestling match, and I think, Brian, we have to agree that the lines moved in there very quickly.
Number 11, Hadfield. 2 minutes for roughing and 2 minutes for fighting. Toronto leads to number 15, Boyer. 2 minutes for roughing and 2 minutes for fighting. The time 14:33.
14:33 is the time. And they both got 4 minutes. Keon went for a slide. Ingerfield comes into the Leaf zone. Here's a pass to McKenzie, closing in with a shot, and that deflected over the glass, just short of the end blues, the south end to my right.
Well, McKenzie tried to make sure and hesitated that split second that often costs a goal.
5 minutes and 3 seconds remaining. The last scoring play, Eddie Shack from Bob Pulford and Tim Horton at 13:54. On the face-off, back to Tim McMahon. He's checked, and it's Kurtenbach down with Stemkowski. Over the line for Kurtenbach, trying to cut in, shot it across in front. Ingerfield knocking it to the boards. It came out in front, and McMahon comes again. To McKenzie. There's a shot. Bauer stopped it, nearly broke his stick. Horton for Kurtenbach was knocked down by Mike McMahon. Here's a chance for Stemkowski. A shot, and he just missed the corner. Kurtenbach to Horton. To Kurtenbach. Missed the check, still has it, goes over the line, closes in, took his shot, and that went to the corner. Kenzie. And Mike McMahon is coming out over his own blue line. Long pass, Kurtenbach is there. Now then, Stanley and Kurtenbach. Kurtenbach going over the line, takes his shot. Yakima made the save. Stemkowski raced in after it. Now it's Pulford out there. Out for Marshall. Over the line with McKenzie. Gets around Pulford, takes his shot, and it deflects to the corner. Horton clearing it out. Pulford races after it. He goes over the line, takes his shot, score!
Well, here's the instant playback. Starts in the lead corner. Again, Horton is instrumental, and watch Pulford as he races for that puck, and a great shot to the near side. Look at that. Jackman failed to cut off the angle, and Pulford got the goal.
And here we go with another hat trick.
That's right.
You're going to run out of hats tonight, Brian.
Send out for some more.
Goal scored by number 20, Pulford. Says number 7, Horton. Time 16:15.
The official time is 16:15. Pulford from Horton, and that's Pulford's 13th goal of the season. Wayne Hillman gets it through to Marshall, over here to Gilbert. He takes a shot. Bauer stopped it to Pulford. Ahead for Eddie Shack. Straight down the ice goes Shack. Over the line. Dumped by Nielsen. Has it along the board. Doesn't want to give it up. Play is called.
The time has come to witness the power of one. Freeze! From the director of Final Destination, on November 2nd,
there's only one place he could be going.
One man will bend reality to control the universe.
There's never been anything like what I have become.
Jet Li, the One. Opens November 2nd.
Introducing Mojo AM 640, talk radio for guys.
Leafs TV. Hear the excitement. Call your cable or satellite provider to subscribe.
Eddie seemed to enjoy himself over there. I wonder, I can't answer this question, Bill, and I don't expect you to, but I wonder when the last time 3 hat tricks occurred in one game. We'll have to find out. I will say that for the next question. Wade Hillman back in his own zone for New York. 3 minutes and 3 seconds remaining in the game. Pass to Gilbert. Ahead for Marshall. Marshall getting in on the left side. Passed it right to front, and Gilbert couldn't get to it. Here's a chance for Marshall, a shot. Bauer stopped it. Gets it ahead, then he shot. With Pulford. And he just couldn't get it through. Here comes Marshall back for New York. Over the blue line. Back to Gilbert. Trying to get around Hillman. Pass it back to Nielsen, right in front to Marshall. Hillman lost it. There's for Gilbert, and Marcel Pronovo comes up with it. A long pass for Shack. Fulford leaves the ice, and Keon comes out. Horton back. To Eddie Shack. He let it go, and Horton. A pass for Keon. Keon races down the ice. Trying to go through the defense, and Mike McMahon breaks it up for New York. Ahead to Nevin. Over the blue line. Nevin was checked. Keon failed to get out. Nevin took it out. Over to Howell. It's Stanley, and it's Keon back. To Mahavlich. Mahavlich turning in his own zone. Coming out himself. Up to center. Up to the Ranger blue line. A pass to Keon. Keon stops. Falls. Mike McMahon's on top of him. Hatfield is back out. So is Boyer. In the lead zone, Nevin had it outside and shot it in again. This game is coming to you from Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. 1 minute and 17 seconds remaining in the game. Toronto Maple Leafs 8. New York Rangers 4. Ellis for Boyer. Boyer gets in over the New York line. Passed it in front. Selby was waiting, and it's Nielsen passing to Hickey. Over for McKenzie. Marcel Pronovo lost it. McKenzie checked by Ellis. Marcel Pronovo ahead to Selby. And Boyer. Boyer back to Selby. Goes to the board. And McKenzie tries a pass for Hickey. Nowhere near him. Hickey gets it this time. And shoots it right to Larry Hillman of the Leafs. For Ellis, on to Wayne Hillman's stick. Then Boyer checks the Ranger player, and Selby gets it in the New York zone with 30 seconds remaining. Pass back to Nielsen. Coming up the ice to center. 21 seconds. Over the Leaf line. Stop. Boyer gets it up for Selby. Missed the check from Wayne Hillman. Hickey back though for New York. Pass to Nielsen. Over to Hickey. Over the line. Marcel Pronovo steps into him. Ingerfield has it with 3 seconds. A pass to Wayne Hillman. 1 second. There goes the bell, and the game is over. At the Leafs scoring 4 goals in the final period. After it was a 4-4 tie after 2 periods. And so the final score of tonight's game, Toronto Maple Leafs 8, the New York Rangers 4.
Hey.
jacket.
Nah, I'll be fine.
It's getting chilly. Want to grab something to warm up?
Yes, if you want.
Nothing warms you up like a bowl of Tim's Own chicken noodle soup. Enjoy any one of our hearty soups with a toasted buttered bagel and a medium coffee for just $3.59.
Hey, what's your hurry?
Come home for lunch at Tim Hortons.
Classic rock is back. Classic rock is back. Classic rock is back. Classic rock, Q107.
The boys of winter are doing their dazzling stuff on TSN again this season. Tonight, check out regional coverage of the Leafs and Bruins live from Boston. Molson Canadian Leaf Hockey, TSN.
Bob Pulford ends a marvelous night at Maple Leaf Gardens with 3 players recording hat tricks in this game. Pulford and Keon for the Maple Leafs, Ingerfield for the New York Rangers. Bob Nevin had the other Ranger goal. Frank Mahovlich and Eddie Shack rounding out the scoring for the Maple Leafs, who win it by a score of 8-4. You're watching Molson Canadian Maple Leaf Classics on Leafs TV. And Dave Keon is a marvelous athlete. A very quiet man in the dressing room, very unassuming. On the ice, he was like a hound dog. He hounded the puck. He skated so well, cut the ice down. He was in your face all night long, and he had a great scoring time.
He did. On the first goal of the game, he was struggling on the boards with the puck, I think, with Armstrong. He got hold of the puck, and he shot it around the boards to the far side where Horton would be. I don't think Keon even knew he was there, or didn't realize. He knew he'd be there, but he didn't see him. So he just shot the puck around to Horton. Horton one-timed it. Keon went for the front of the net, deflected, and it was in the net before Joachim could even react. It was a great goal.
He had tremendous skills.
He had skills, but he had that competitive edge. He loved the game. He wanted to be on the ice at all times, and he had a great deal of endurance. I think he only weighed about 160, but he had a great deal of endurance and that quickness that was kind of a hallmark of his particular style.
And a very fluid skater. I mean, he was a marvelous skater, both forward, backwards, and lateral movement was unbelievable.
That's right. And, well, you could just add his